Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts and the Scandinavian campaign. It's actually been a very long break for me. I've played a few turns, trying to get back into the swing of things. We are not really looking like we're going to be heading towards soon. We've got our two dreadnoughts, we've got our two battle cruisers, which are nearly built, 10 months away. We also now have scout cruisers, so I want to see what we're able to create with a scout cruiser. I don't have, though, the... Oh yeah, that's a nice hull. What I don't have are twin turrets for light cruisers. I don't think. Secondary turrets on light cruisers. Secondary double turrets, yeah. So I'm going to pop a priority down on turret mechanisms. It is going to have me falling behind on the technology. I'm just not able to get the economy really taking off yet. I think what I need to do is I need to start getting rid of some of our older ships. So the Raiders, great though they are, I think they have outlived their usefulness. In fact, I think it might be time for a pretty big clear out of our ships. Basically, yeah, I think our armoured cruisers have done very well. We've got a 5 of these, which I think we'll probably keep. I do love these nonsense ships, but they're so slow. I think their usefulness is starting to be eroded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrap basically everything that's not a heavy cruiser or the Mannies and Havsorns. And I think that is going to be our best bet. So we're going to go by class. So the Eagles, and I can't sell them because in the Great Game there's no miners to sell any of these things to. Yeah, okay, we're going to scrap those. I'm going to scrap the Hods and the Raiders and the Ulfs. I'm going to get rid of all of those. So that will reduce our ship count quite a lot. However, I think it is what we need to be doing. Because that should free up a bit of money to put into tech spending. Yeah, there we go. I've got a little bit of spare displacement, so I think I'm going to make a new destroyer. All right, here we are. A new destroyer, slightly bigger. I'm going to do our usual trick of keeping them as small as we can. I wonder if we can get them to go 33 knots. That would be pretty groovy. Yeah, it's looking okay, actually. Right, towers, 2.5. These do have better aiming speed. Go with an advanced tower for now. We're going to need at least 2 funnels then. Just do 2 of the small ones. And a secondary tower. I might do a gap tooth design. Main guns. Yeah, I think we could definitely do a 5-incher. Two of them. with at least one 5-incher on the back. Oh, I don't have triple launchers yet. I'll go with 4. What do the Mannies have? They have 3, but only 2 guns. Well, if I'm going more gun heavy, which I think is probably what I want, I think I need to go in on that concept rather than the torpedoes. Because doing torpedo attacks is becoming pretty rough, to be honest. Everybody's fused for now, but I'll have a look at these guns. So, 0.2. What about a cat ballistic? Yeah, that's a bit more interesting. We'll go cat ballistic. Because there's a chance that, certainly against a torpedo boat, that we'll be able to just go straight through the armour, which is pretty handy. 0.4, 0.4, 0.4, 0.2, 0.4, 1, 1.4, nothing on that. Right. I have gone overweight already, which is not the best sign, but we'll manage somehow. Working at Krupp. Am I at 100%? No. Still not enough to go through enemy destroyer's armour, though. Maybe they're better off with nose-fused shells. I'm not sure, actually. Base fuse gives them a very little bit. No, I'm going to stick with my original idea. I'm going to give them cat ballistic. Maybe, just maybe, that'll be useful. But I'm going to go standard ratio for them. I'm going to dump the range. I'd like standard. Let's drop speed a little bit. That makes them faster than the Mannies. Pretty expensive things, though. Not insane. They're not more expensive than our cruisers, but they are pretty expensive. But I think these will fill the role of essentially what our protected cruisers are supposed to do, in that these are really here to shoo away enemy torpedo boats, enemy destroyers, maybe doing a little bit of damage to a cruiser, protected cruiser or something like that, and protecting convoys and attacking convoys. I think they'll be fine at all of those jobs. What they can't do is run up and torpedo somebody. But I think otherwise they are just fine. So we'll save that, and we'll get some under construction. We've got 5. Yeah, I can build 5. Basically. 5 for now. We'll probably build another set of 5 later. I don't mind spending a little bit of money to do that. Hopefully we can get through these turret mechanism techs so that we can start making some scout cruisers once the battle cruisers are finished. Welcome back. I have a couple of new hulls. We've got the Dreadnought 2 already, but we now have the Battle Cruiser 2 and the Dreadnought 4 and the Dreadnought 3, but that's less appealing. These two are a very nice pair. But I realistically... what's my shipyard cap at? I mean total. 53. So realistically, if I was to build, what are the kids done with my calculator? One of each. Yeah, 53 divided by 2. Yeah, we're talking about 26-ish. Each. I don't know. Of the two, I think the battle cruiser might be the better bet. We could go up to 14-inch guns now. Because I could get two of these at 26,000 relatively easily. So I'm going to reduce both of these. Let's go for 24,000. So these are going to be slightly smaller, and these are going to be the Farsund class. Now, 28 knots is pretty good. Turbines, juiced, orcs. Balance, chop up. Right. Tower options would have got 4 there. Ooh, none of those are good. I'll go for that one. One funnel will be enough. But I think that one's a better choice. It's smaller. Guns. Yeah, it is a bit weird to have some using 13s and others using 14s, but I think it is worth it. We do now have triples, but I don't want to go in for triples yet, and I'm going to shorten these guns down to 40 caliber. Try and get their rate of fire up. Something along these lines, because, well, I don't have to use the quarterdeck. I know I need a secondary tower, but they aren't particularly large. I could actually fit everything up on there, but where's the fun in that when you can have 10 guns? Yeah, a 10 gunner. Stop. Oh my god. Yeah, we could go for a 10 gun ship. That's a lot of firepower. Something along those lines. Casemates, I think, yeah. Ooh, 7-inch Mark 3s. They're going to be pretty heavy, but that is a tempting option. That's a very heavy secondary battery. Assuming there are some pop guns up in here, yeah. A just in case kind of gun. I mean, it looks great, but I don't know if we're going to be able to build this. We'll try. Probably base fuse for now. I'll have a look at that in a minute. Enhanced electrohydro. It's a battle cruiser. Let's go with stereoscopic. Now then, armor-wise, we're 110. Let's look at these 7 inches. Yeah, I'm going to be wanting 5-inch fore aft superstructure and casemate armour. Probably, if I can manage it, 1.5 on the extended and tops. Main deck probably 3 inches fine. Full main belt. 14, 4, 14. And I know I'm going way overweight. Don't fret about it. And this, something like that, perhaps. 11% overweight. Oh, we can lose all the fuel. I could lose a turret, but that seems extreme. I could re-gun it to 13s instead of 14s so that we have commonality with the rockets. That's maybe a better bet. Let's go with a 13-inch twin. Probably going to need them. Yeah. Short as possible. Let's copy the armour over. And then replace. So these are 610 tons as opposed to 747 tons for the 14s. Now we're talking 2%. That's a more reasonable thing to be looking at. A lot of it is on ammunition. Yeah, the other thing to do would be instead of the 7s, to go down to a 6. Take all of those off. Oh, now we just need to lose 18 tons, which we can lose off the barbette armour. There we go. Alright, so these things have decent armour, I would say. They have 10 13-inch guns. Okay, 13-inch guns aren't the best, but they'll do. It's faster. We don't. Oh, I put maximum bulkheads on those ones, didn't I? What happens if I slow you down? Oh, that makes no difference. Interesting. Maximum bulkheads. I kind of need maximum bulkheads. They're not that much more expensive than the rockets either, which is interesting. Okay, what can I drop now? More barbette armor. Probably reduce the casemate armor a bit. Down to 4 and 0.5. Could take the 4.5 belt down a touch as well. Oh, we're getting there. Lower these to 1 inch. Lower that. Oh, there's no conning tower armor. Someone will have been shouting at me about that in the comments. I spotted it. Let's lower this. And this. There we go. Okay, so we need a little bit of trimming. But, yeah, that's a fine ship. Maybe not one that's going to last to the end of the campaign, but we'll see. We'll see. Because one thing I don't have is, once I build a ship, I don't really have the luxury of replacing enormous ships like this. So I'm going to build 2 of those. In Amsterdam. And that is going to take a while. I don't mind spending a bit of money to do it. We are going to have to deal with this at some point, but it's just very expensive. I'd like some more destroyers. Another 5? I think is right. Yeah, just. Lovely. Okay, still going on trying to get twin turrets for the cruisers. I may be going way too hard for it. I might change that tick so that it's a bit earlier. I'm not sure when it unlocks in the files. I'll have to go and have a look, but it might do with being a little bit earlier in the research order. Anyway, I'm going to keep ending the turn, I guess. Well, in an effort to make stuff happen, I've just been accepting any alliances that come along, and we've ended up in a war with China, which is an interesting one. I don't think China's been doing pretty well for itself, so that might be an issue. Might need to go deal with that. What does China have? They've got a reasonable fleet. Let's go sink it. So, we're going to move the fast ship. Well, we'll try and take Pengu. So we've got the new ships. I'm going to leave the pre-dreadnoughts behind. Where are they? Here. Well, one of them is there. That is primarily so that there is something to guard in case the Chinese send their fleet to us. The fast... what's the fastest cruiser? The Havsons. Where are they? Oslo. There is one in Busan. Malmo. Reykjavik. And Hango. So I want them to go along as well. Don't really need that many ships at home. At least I hope not. Oh, we're also going to have to juice this. Because one of the things that's very annoying about when you're at war is that transports will go down if you're not careful. There's Malmo. Where was the other one? Hango, I think it was. There we go. Right. Are there any other ships that are reasonably fast? It'd be either the Alfheims or the Hervers, of which we do have a fair number. Could have just done it from by speed like this. That would have made some sense. Yeah. We don't need the 2 in the Baltic. Copenhagen and Clapping. Okay. Get over here. This one. And a destroyer. And this one. That should be a reasonable fleet, I think. Oh, the other thing I'm going to need to do, of course, is to switch everybody to sea control, which is also going to be very expensive. Very expensive. But hopefully we should get a few battles out of it. Okay, battles. We will get the Zhuchang class battlecruiser. That's potentially quite a nasty vessel. That is quite the ask for these 3 ships to deal with. So I'm going to leave it on a cliffhanger. Ha! And I will see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye for now.